Hi, you're tuned in to the Raging Aggron Channel, and I'm your host, Djingis. So, this will be the team builder for week 4 against the Minnesota Mawiles. Week 4 of the PSL. And this battle is kind of rushed because of my schedule being very busy. Been a lot of things that I didn't foresaw that has happened, so that I must take care of at home with my parents and so forth. So that's why this battle is kind of forced. It's just taking place like 2 days after week 3 battle, and week 5 battle must take place pretty soon as well. So I wouldn't say I'm bulk recording the battles, but it kind of is that way, sadly. That is more since I will not be able to record on in other weeks, so I have to not bulk record, but I have to do more recordings of the battles earlier, and that also goes over to the ABL, and you will see later. I think when this battle goes up, no, it's when the week 3 battle goes up, the draft takes place. So when you see this battle or this video, there should be a new league coming up with a new team this weekend. I'm just gonna look through the calendar, but I'm pretty sure that's the date, because week 2. Yeah. So when you see this battle, the week 1 of ABL should take place now as well. This weekend as well. So I'm pretty pumped about that. And I've seen that I completely forgot the nicknames on this thing, but I all have them in my mind. I don't remember them, so it's no problem. I'm just going to go through the team that we are facing. We're facing the Minnesota Mawiles. They have an extremely scary team, in my opinion. Heatran, Megaladios, Zapdos, Tangrowth, Primarina, Piloswine, Hitmonlee, Rotomow, Diggersby, Jolteon, Crawdaunt, and Venomoth. Heatran, an extremely scary Pokemon. Not very fast, but very bulky and can hit extremely hard. Very good Fairy Killer and Fairy Switch in, so I need to be very careful of that. Also pretty good switch into Garchomp if he has Air Balloon, which I'm predicting he will have. So I need my rocks up if I can, and I don't remember if I brought rocks this week. I don't think I did. And the rocks won't break the balloon, but I mean it's still chip damage. It could be pretty good against the Heatran. Otherwise, I just need to take care of the Heatran pretty fast. I need to get some chip damage on it, so I get rid of its balloon. After that, I should be able to destroy it pretty easily. I have 2 or 3 Pokemon that can deal with it. Next up, Megaladios. Megaladios is extremely scary. Base 110 speed. I'm pretty glad that it didn't get the speed boost. Mixing up the words here. And it's still a pretty scary Pokemon. Very good special attack, very good bulk as well. Pretty hard to take down. But I should be able to take it down. I have some prep for it. Even if this took place, this trade, he had a Mega Diancie from the beginning, but then he traded it for Mega Latios, and they're very different for me to prep against, because with Mega Diancie I could actually be a completely different Garchomp set that would still put in the work against his team. But now I can't bring that more shady set. But now I have to bring a standard set, which is pretty boring. So I'm really sad that he picked up Megaladios. I can deal with it, it's no problem, but now I have to do another bring of Garchomp. Zapdos, very scary Pokemon, Levitator with electric and flying. Very bulky. If it is AV with max physical defense, I might not be able to kill it, and it would actually destroy my team pretty easily. Tangrowth, very bulky wall. I have a Pokemon for just Tangrowth that I picked up for this week, as you maybe saw earlier, Pokemon that I haven't seen before. But yeah, so that's Tangrowth. Then we have Primarina. Primarina can be pretty bulky, but on this team I predict it to be a Specs user, so it will hit extremely hard. I'm not sure if P2 can survive 2 2 attacks from this thing. I think it does, but if he sets up the rock, which it can do, with Toxic Spikes, then I will not be able to, or spikes, rocks. I don't know if it gets Toxic Spikes on this team. But, yeah, but if it sets up rocks, I don't think I can survive 2 Scalds or 2 Hydro Pumps from Specs Primarina. And that is scary. That's really, really scary. Piloswine, very bulky. Evilite user, of course. A Curse set could actually be pretty devastating towards me. Curse Amnesia with Earthquake and Ice Shard could actually destroy my team. That's a really scary Pokemon to face. Hitmonlee, I don't expect Hitmonlee to come because God of War destroys it. And I have pretty good, I mean I have 2 Ghost types and the Kecleon that can destroy it pretty well as well. So I don't predict him, I don't think that he will bring Hitmonlee. If he does, I must be very cautious around it. Because it can actually destroy me. The only reason I think he might bring it is because of my Program 2. But as I said, I'm not as scared of Hitmonlee as I am of other threats on his team. Rotomo, I don't see Rotomo coming at all. Maybe to take advantage of Wishy-Washy, but he has Tangros and Zapdos already. So that's no concern. Diggersby can be very hard for me to deal with. Huge power, ban the Diggersby, or huge power, Life Orb, huge power, Scarf, huge power, could actually be pretty devastating. Or Life Orb Agility would be the worst one. Life Orb Agility would be pretty hard on my team. I have a lot of coverage for it, but it's still a pretty scary Pokemon to face for me. Jolteon, I think he will bring Zapdos over Jolteon, but Jolteon is also a very good Pokemon against my team. But I can hold it pretty easily with Program 2, so I don't see him bring it. I see he will go with a more defensive thing in not Mega Zapdos, that will be broken, but Zapdos. Crawdaunt, I don't see him bringing Crawdaunt at all. He did bring Crawdaunt against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and that was a pretty bad matchup. So I don't know, he might bring it. I don't think he will, but we don't know for sure until the battle. And then we have Venomoth. Venomoth with Tinted Lessons Quiver Dance could actually sweep my team. Because Program can't really do anything to Venomoth after 1 or 2 Quiver Dances. And since I had to change my Garchomp set, Venomoth can actually kill Garchomp pretty easily. So yeah, that's that. I don't really have anything else here. So let's go over my team I will bring. First off, as you can see, we have Dragon Force, our Garchomp, with Choice Scarf, Rough Skin, Earthquake, Dragon Claw, Stone Edge, Poison Jab, 252 Adamant, with 116 special defense and 96 in speed. So this set was from the beginning going to be Poison Barb. I think it's Poison Barb, right? Yeah, the Poison Barb. Let's gonna look here. Let's go this Toxic Plate. Yeah. So I mean, it would either be a Toxic Barb or a Toxic Plate. It's Poison Barb or Toxic Plate. Because then I want it KO'd both Primarina and Mega Diancie, if I remember the calc correctly. And then he gave away, and then he traded his Mega Diancie, and I was so angry, because that would have been so flames to use that set. It would be Earthquake, Dragon Claw, Stone Edge still, and then have Poison Jab boosted. Because then I could actually have a chance to 1-hit KO his he deal like 80%, something like that, if he wasn't physical bulky on either of them. So I'm really sad about that. Really good. The reason I have Scarfed on this now is because that's the only other set I can bring against him. Especially with him having a Mega Latios. If he didn't have a Mega Latios, I might be able to bring like a setup Garchomp, but that's pretty hard to pull off, especially against his team when he has a Specs Primarina. So I was not gonna chance that away. I'm just not gonna think about that. But yeah, I do. This set is actually a win con for me. I can live 1 hidden power ice. I can live 2 hidden power ices if it's non-specially invested Tangrowth, especially attack investment Tangrowth. And from a lot of his other Pokemons, I can live 1 thanks to the 116 special defense. It actually gives me like 15% better chance to survive in hidden power ice if I put the 116 special defense instead of the HP. So that's really, really good for me, and that's why it's in special defense. Which means that in return, if I go for the poison jab, I can actually 2-hit KO the Tangrowth. If I remember correctly. So yeah. Other than that, I don't really have anything else to say about this set. Next up we have Rhapsody of Fire, the Magmortar, Assault Vest, Flame Body, Earthquake, Fire Blast, Thunderbolt, Rock Slide. I'm gonna change the nature. I have no clue why it's mild, because it should be quiet. Yeah, Flame Body, Earthquake, Fire Blast, Thunderbolt, Rock Slide, 252 HP, 4 attack, and 252 special attack. I know that this thing doesn't do too much with Rock Slide or an Earthquake to a lot of his team, but Earthquake will actually have a chance to 1-hit KO the Heatran, and this is my best switching to a Heatran, in my opinion. The Assault Vest is there for me to survive 3 Specs Moonblasts from Primarina if it's not modest. If it's modest, it's a roll to live 3. A roll in his favor. So that's why I bring this Magmortar set. Thunderbolt is a 2-KO back. Fire Blast is a guarantee. It deals like 85% to his Tangrowth. Rock Slide is a 3-KO on Zapdos. So I mean, that's why it's a pretty solid Pokemon, I think, and should do pretty good against him. I'm gonna change this. I'm actually gonna change this now. Now I see that I have even. So this would be 48, and then we will have 8. So I can survive more switches to rocks, because I'm pretty sure he will set up his rocks when he sees this team. So yeah, it's a pretty good Pokemon to bring, in my opinion. Since it can stop Heatran, it can stop Primarina if it specs into Moonblast. And with the Thunderbolt, it can actually do pretty good damage back. And since I'm a Assault Vest, I can eat a lot of hits that aren't super effective. And that's really, really good. And since I'm a Fire-type, U-turn isn't super effective, so that's good as well. I have to look out for his Piloswine though, because Fire Blast is like a 5-hit KO if he's fully specially defensive with AoE. If it's not fully specially defensive, no, it's a 4-hit KO. Roll in his favor though. But then we have something like, if it's not specially defensive, it's a 3-hit KO guaranteed. Since I don't have rocks, it's actually pretty bad for me. Next up we have Choice Specs Gardevoir. So this is my win con. 100%. His team is pretty slow, and his fast Pokemon might actually have to be bulky. And Moonblast is a 2-hit KO on most of his team. Hidden Power Ground is a 1-hit KO after some damage. No, it's like it deals 80% to Heatran if he's specially defensive, if I remember correctly. Energy Ball is guaranteed 2-hit KO, and most of the time a 1-hit KO in his Primarina. If it doesn't have any special investments, it's a 1-hit KO. A 1-hit KO the Diggersby as well. Psyshock is just to make sure that I kill every possible set of Hitmonlee, because if it's an AV set, Moonblast doesn't kill, and I can't let him set up on me or anything like that. I mean, I can't let him hit me with Poison Jab, and Psyshock destroys him back. So this is actually a pretty good Pokemon for me. Trace I have because if I can get a static from what's it called? If I can get static, or if I can get Flash Fire, static, levitate would be pretty good. Huge power would be pretty good, because if I can get a huge power, I could actually be running a physical Gardevoir. That would be really fun to see. And I wish I actually hit harder as well if I run Choice Band and God of War, but that would be like very situational, so I won't run that. But yeah, so that's why I'm bringing this. I will not survive a super effective hit at all, so I have to be really cautious about that. But in the late game, if I get rid of Heatran, Diggersby, and Hitmonlee, I can actually sweep with this thing most of the time, because it doesn't have a good switch into his Choice Specs Moonblast. The bad thing is that I have to run Timid to be able to outspeed things like... to be able to outspeed his... if he brings an Agility... what's its face? Agility... Diggersby, then I need to be Timid to be able to outspeed it before set up something. It has a lot of Pokemon that is like 76, 78, around there, so I need to be Timid to be able to outspeed them. Which actually sucks because I lose a lot of power. If I could run Modest on this thing, he'd probably run with 1-hit KO the Heatran. And I would almost 1-hit KO the Primarina with Energy Ball, so I lose a lot of power, sadly. But that's just the way it is. Next up we have my best switch into a Hydro Pump. And this thing is actually just here to be able to deal with his grass types and his water type in Primarina, because I can't take a Moonblast very well, and I can't take a Shadow Ball, or an Ice Beam, but everything else I should be able to take pretty well with this set. And if I can Toxic it, or Synthesis up on it, or just get some Seed Bomb damage on it, then I will actually have a pretty good chance to win. I need to get rid of the Primarina, and I know that this isn't the best switch into a Primarina, but it can actually do pretty well against his team. The crucial part here is the Toxic and the Will-O-Wisp. If it doesn't run Facade on his Hitmonlee, then I can Will-O-Wisp it, and Will-O-Wisp is mostly there for the Hitmonlee. It will also be pretty useful against the Diggersby. So yeah, that's really why I bring Will-O-Wisp. It would be very nice to be able to bring Leech Seed. But Synthesis is better, because if you bring Sun, which he might do since he has a Heatran, then Synthesis is better for me. So yeah, the only problem is that every time I switch in this thing, I almost have to do a double into Dragon Force. Because otherwise I can't really do anything, because he will switch in Heatran on this thing. Yeah, so we have covered Dragon Force, a Rhapsody of Fire, Galadriel, and now Halloween. So let's go to Hatebreed, the Paragon 2, with Eviolite. I haven't decided on an ability yet. It will either be Trace or Analytic. With Recover, Ice Beam, Toxic, and Tri-Attack, 252 HP, 4 Special Attack, and 252 Special Defense with Calm Nature. This thing will survive almost every hit from his team. Primarina can actually 2 and 3 hit KO me, and that's really scary. But if I can get off a Tri-Attack and freeze it or something else, and it doesn't have Scald, that would be pretty good. Or if I can paralyze it. Burn it won't be that good, but I mean it's still pretty good. I have Toxic to be able to deal with other threats. Ice Beam is there to deal with Diggersby, to deal with his Megaladios, his Zapdos, and it was something else that he had, that Tangrowth. I mean, it won't do too much for Tangrowth, but it's still super effective, and so I mean, this is pretty good Pokemon for me in that sense. Trace could actually be pretty good. Yeah, I think we'll run Trace, because if I can Trace the Regenerator, that would be really good. Or if I can Trace something else that balls him completely, that would be really good. So that's really why Paragon 2 is here. And last but not least, we have Last Tribe, the Slacking, Assault Vest, Truant, Gunk Shot, Earthquake Return, Facade, 144 HP, 252 Adamant Nature with 112 in Special Defense. I can take 2 Specs Moonblasts with this thing, if I remember it correctly. And Gunk Shot is a 1-hit KO, Return is close to 1-hit KO, and if it burns me or something else, Facade is a guaranteed 1-hit KO on his whole team. Except for Heatran and Piloswine. Yeah. So this is a very good Pokemon for me to have, to bring. And this is also a way for me to take care of the Zapdos, because if I can get Facade if I can get static on the return, then I can click Facade freely, and I'm just paralyzed, and I don't really care about being paralyzed. It would be bad if I got paralyzed on the turn though, because I am Truant, of course. But other than that, Slacking should actually be able to do pretty well against this team. So I thought of bringing in Weavile, but Weavile doesn't really do good against this team, even if Ice is pretty good overall against him now. But Weavile, Weavile is so frail, and it actually doesn't 1-hit KO a lot of things that it needs to 1-hit KO. So that's why I did not bring it. I know that my Djingis is still waiting on his debut. And I thought of bringing it since he switched. But Gourgeist is better, since it can actually do a good amount of damage to his team. That's super effective. While I can't with Djingis. Mega Aggron is a no-bring, since he didn't bring Mega Diancie, which sucks for me. It wouldn't be bad to maybe switch out Gourgeist for that thing, but he has a Heatran, and a Fire Blast from Heatran is actually pretty scary for my Aggron. So that's why I didn't bring Aggron. Wishiwashi was a bring, but he has double electric types, and I will bring one of them, and I know that it's most likely gonna 2-hit KO me, so that's why I didn't bring that. I think I covered the rest of my team. So yeah, but this is the team that I will bring. I didn't really talk about what Pokemon I'm predicting to bring, but I'm predicting the Heatran, the Latios, the Mega Latios, Heatran, Mega Latios, Zapdos, Tangrowth. Those 4 I know will come. Then the other 2 is up for grabs, but Djingis is most likely gonna come, since I have Mega Aggron. That's also why I have Gourgeist, because Gourgeist walls that thing. Gourgeist walls the absolute shit out of his Diggersby. So those are the 5 that I really think he will bring. And the 6, I don't really know what else he can bring. I think did I say Primarina? Heatran, Megaladios, Tangrowth, Primarina. I'm blanking totally here. Diggersby. Yeah, I think there's one that I've forgotten that I didn't mention earlier, but but it's a pretty scary team that he has, and that can actually do a lot of damage to me, so I need to be really careful. Gardevoir, Dragon Force. Gardevoir, Galadriel, and the Last Tribe are win cons, since they can destroy his team. Magmortar is just there to eat up Moonblasts and to take care of the Tangrowth. I can switch in Magmortar against the Tangrowth. I can actually do a lot of damage. And he will most likely predict the Fire Blast me to Primarina, so I will just click Thunderbolt the first time. And then I see how much that does. If it doesn't do enough, I will just switch into Gourgeist, because he will most likely go for a Water type move. So yeah. This is the team that I will bring. I really hope that he don't bring the team that I think he's going to bring. If he does bring that team, it will be very scary for me. But I am 2-1. If I can go 3-1, that would be really good. Because then I set a lot of pressure on the rest of my division. And since I played before them, they know what they have to do, so there will be a lot of pressure on them then. And I know that it's not very fair, and I'm sorry for that. But that's the way it has to be, because otherwise I won't be able to do 2 leagues and the other stuff that I have to do this summer. So yeah, I will see you in the battle.